This is it, everyone. The moment we've all been waiting for. It's time for the grand finale of Suikoden 1. The HD remaster has been an amazing way for me to experience this game for the very first time, and I'm just so glad that I took the time to do it because this has been a fantastic adventure. After about 17 hours of gameplay, we are ready to make the final march to the capital city of Gregminster and put a stop to the Empire's nefarious ways once and for all. Before we get to the Gregminster, though, we do need to make some stops along the way, and our first stop is actually on a fortress in the middle of the ocean. We've got 500 boats made out of ice that are going to transport our army across the water, and I think it is time for us to advance. Yes, sir, I'll give the order. I can't believe that we're going to see the grand finale of this game soon. But before we can celebrate, we've got a lot of game left to play. First up is a battle at the floating fortress. This is the first time we've done battle on water, although I guess actually the battle itself is not on water. We use the boats to get to the floating fortress, which presumably is on a rock in the middle of the lake. And here the Imperial army stands 17,000 strong, which is quite intimidating until you look over and realize that the Liberation Army has actually mustered a force of 15,565. So while the Imperial army may have a slight advantage when it comes to numbers, slight is the key word there, and I'm confident in our forces. Looks like we've got a general here protecting the fortress. She says, I, Sonya Shulen, swear that I will defend the floating fortress. Ha! Say, you're pretty cute. Now is not the time for flirting. What insolence! Yours shall be the first head to fly. Alright, you know what we have to do, right? First of all, we're going to use the merchants to see if we can make any of these enemy soldiers change sides. Ah, this fiery spirit of youth has returned to me, apparently, and hopefully that fiery spirit will convince some people to join. Nope, you failed. Well, it was worth a try, right? So now we'll move on to the ninjas to investigate the next attack. If we can't get any of them to join us, then unfortunately that means we just need to kill them all. Unfortunately, the enemy is planning Sonya's magic. Presumably that's a magic attack, which means we should use a bow attack, as that is an attack that is strong against magic. So, Keepers of the Forest, elves, assemble. We need you and your bows to go up against Sonya's magic. And it looks like that was the correct thing to do. I don't see any casualties from our side, but 3,126 casualties on the Imperial Army side. And guess who's got the numbers advantage now? That's right, the Liberation Army. Alright, let's use the ninjas again to try to investigate the enemy's next move. The enemy is planning a charge attack. Thank you very much for that information. Alright, so that means we need to use a magic attack. We will summon our three ladies, the magic users. Want to see my magic, do you? I sure do. Show us what you got. And again, we didn't suffer a single casualty, but the Imperial Army is down 4,000 soldiers. So far, so good. Alright, let's keep it up. This time we're going to send the thieves to investigate the enemy's next move. The enemy will use a bow attack. Wow, they're really using everything. They used magic first, then charge, now bow. They're trying everything they can, which I respect. Unfortunately for them, we have the perfect counter to all of their moves. Alright, so that means it's time for us to charge with the LaPont family. By the name of my sword, Caringia, she'll defeat you! Now, we did suffer some casualties in that clash, but the Imperial Army suffered more, which means we're still in a good spot. Let's send the thieves out again to see what information they can gather. Using those other abilities is absolutely key to winning army battles. Unfortunately, though, we were not able to find out what the enemy was going to do there. So, let's just roll the dice here. We're going to assume that they're not going to use a bow attack twice in a row. So let's send out the Dragon Knights. Behold the power of my dragon! Whoa! Oh, that's so cool! Literally just a barrage of dragons. It took down almost 1,500 Imperial Army soldiers, and their forces are looking pretty thin now. Alright, let's send out the ninjas to investigate the enemy's move. The enemy is planning Sonya's charge. Alright, so that means we need to use magic. I didn't realize we had a new category of magicians called the narcissists. That's actually hilarious. Wow, you know what? Now's your time to shine. The narcissists, go! You mean you're my opponent? Oh, Sonya may be charging, but how effective is she gonna be against the narcissists? Not very effective. We took no casualties, but the Imperial Army took 3,000. How many soldiers do they even have left? I gotta see that number tick down. 1,386. Wow, this is a rout at this point. Alright, let's send out the thieves for one last investigation of the enemy to see what information we can glean. The enemy will use Sonya's magic. Perfect. Thank you very much. That means we need to use a bow attack, and I'm gonna let the soldier beauties take it away. We can't let our enemy get the upper hand. Is that it? Is the Liberation Army successful? Heck yeah, we are! Congratulations, everyone! We did it! Congratulations, our forces were victorious. Alright, we did it! I'm sorry, Teo. Oh, she was a friend of my father. And if that's the case, she's a very honorable woman. And someone I would honestly like to recruit if we have the option. Looks like we've made it into the castle. We did pretty devastating damage to it. The question is, will the forces surrender? Alright, unload the oil barrels. Commander Tyr will use the oil to burn down this fortress. But if we're to succeed, you must go shut the floodgate located at the far end. Once it's shut, we'll pour in the oil and set the entire fortress ablaze. So the floodgate is at the far end of the fortress. Yes, I've already sent Kasumi to scout the area. Commander Tyr, please choose who you will take with you. Tyr, let's get this show on the road. Alright, looks like Victor's gonna be a required party member in this section. Flick says, Tyr, Humphrey and I will pursue the remaining enemy soldiers. Sounds good, guys. I have my hands full tending to the wounded. Fair enough. Alright, so now we get to assemble our party with the remaining slots that we have. So we'll add in Kirkus. We will add in Kuromimi. We will add in Gon. And then we need someone else on the back line with us. I think I would like to add Milia. Please be careful, Commander Tyr. Absolutely. I have a feeling we might encounter some resistance inside this fort. I'm not sure why we need to, like, burn it to the ground. It looks like we've destroyed it enough, but I guess we really want to send a message here. So here you have it. Here's our 6, Kuromimi, Victor, Gon, Tyr, Kirkus, and Milia. For some reason, Victor is dead? Okay. I'm not sure how or why he has 0 HP right now, but we'll heal him real quick. Commander Tyr, this is the Empire's last point of defense. Yeah, I know it is, and that's why this is all the more exciting. This is the last step we have to take before we get to the capital proper. But I'm sure it will be a big step. We just picked up a Chaos Shield right away. Let's see, we can equip that to Kuromimi. There you go, little fluffy buddy. Now, we're actually going down underneath, in through, I don't want to call them the sewers, but the water area. Before we get any further, though, we've got a fiery Cerberus waiting for us here. I wish we could douse him in a little bit of water. That would probably come in handy. Alright, we got level ups across the board. 4,000 Poch, and we'll continue moving. As the general didn't explicitly surrender, unlike some of our other battles, I have a feeling she might still be here waiting for us somewhere. Let's upgrade Kuromimi again. He can dual guard ring. And who do we have here? Elite soldiers. Alright. Time for a Unite attack. Time for a Clone Rune. The rest of us will attack regularly. Yeah. Wow. When they said elite soldiers, they meant it. These guys are strong. Kobold's attack! Nice, that did the trick too. Victor's got a little catching up to do in terms of levels, but luckily he's not too far behind. And there is just a ton of really good loot down here. This is fantastic. We just picked up the Master's Garb. It gives defense plus 55 and boosts dex. Wow, that sounds awesome. The question is, yes, Tyr can equip it. You can go from Ninja Garb to Master's Garb. Very nice. And then let's quickly heal up here before we keep moving. Apparently Victor had a bunch of random stuff in his inventory. He's got green paint, antitoxin, a mysterious urn, a silverlet, and a fur cape. So unfortunately his inventory is a little full right now. But that's okay. Alright, pick up the loot and keep moving. Is this a dead end? Nope, we can go to the left here. It's so quiet. Literally all you can hear is the sound of running water. And the sound of me getting loot. I like that sound even better than the running water. Whoa! What the heck? Is that a giant clam? It's blocking our path. Is it like a Snorlax? Do we need a Poke-Flute? Well, well, well. Oh, we're fighting it! Venus Shell. Alright, sure. Venus Shell. I guess we gotta use our most powerful moves here then. Final Judgment. Yeah, let's use that. Then we've also got Shredding Wind. Alright, let's see what we can do here against the world's biggest clam. Dang, 1,500 damage in one hit? Tyr, that rune of yours is impressive. I can see why Windy has chased us all over this world trying to get her hands on it. Alright, we must have did close on 4,000 damage in that one turn. That was pretty impressive. We did get a glimpse at what's actually inside the shell there, though. Some sort of, like, humanoid, interestingly enough. But hopefully, it doesn't have much more HP. Let's see. Kobold's attack! Yes, Dragon Knight! It's got enough for another hit. Oh, wow! Okay, luckily, Gon had a sacrificial Buddha in his inventory because that brought him back to life, whereas Victor and Milia are face down on the ground. Not ideal. Okay, I'm gonna have to use Black Shadow, and then we'll get Kirkus to heal himself. Note to self, don't underestimate any giant clams that you find lying around. These things can really pack a punch. And it's still up. That AoE attack is absolutely lethal. Oh my goodness, thank God multiple of my party members actually had sacrificial Buddhas on their person, because that's the only reason we're even so alive right now. Is the resurrection of my party members. Is this clam gonna be the death of us? How much HP can this thing possibly have? I already said earlier that I think I had done close to 4,000 damage. Alright, I was sort of keeping this in my back pocket. I didn't want to use all of my final judgment on one enemy, just in case there's something else down here. But at this point, we've got no other choice. We've got to use final judgment on this clam. We've got to use Shredding Wind, and we've got to hope that approximately 2,000 damage is going to be enough to end this fight. Otherwise, I think we're going to lose. Holy moly, why is this clam the hardest battle we fought in Suikoden so far? This is bananas. Alright, 1500 damage on the clam, did not kill it. Will this kill it? 231. No, it didn't kill it! But, oh my god, Tyr managed to dodge the attack. Okay. We'll use Black Shadow, and then we're gonna get Kirkus to heal Tyr. We're putting all our eggs in this basket right now of Tyr hopefully finishing this. My heart is beating so fast right now. I never thought I'd have so much adrenaline fighting a giant clam, but here we are. Kirkus! Yes! Oh my god, Tyr and Kirkus are dodging attacks and coming in absolutely clutch here. First Tyr dodged the pearl attack, then Kirkus dodged. This will give him the opportunity to heal himself. Okay, now for the AoE. That hurt, for sure. But we're not down yet. We'll do Black Shadow. We'll do... We're just gonna have to regularly attack, I think, with Kirkus. This thing can't have any more HP, can it? I haven't been keeping the most accurate tally, but we've done at least 7,000, 8,000 total damage to this thing. And it is still up. So I have no idea how much HP it has, but it's significant. We'll just keep whacking away while the rest of our crew snoozes. Luckily, Tyr is so well equipped that even the attacks don't do a ton of damage. Holy moly, will this thing ever die? Alright, Tyr's at 184 HP. He should be able to tank one more hit. We'll get an attack in with him. Kirkus is gonna heal with a Mega Medicine. 216. This is bananas! Okay. Tyr attack again. Kirkus, Mega Medicine on Tyr. He's still not down. Oh no, we couldn't dodge the clam this time. Die! 2 critical hits from Tyr and Kirkus there, and it still didn't take him down. This is absolutely bonkers. Alright, we're almost out of healing items as well. So we basically only got a couple more opportunities here to get hits in. Another crit from Kirkus, not enough. Is this giant clam literally the hardest boss in the entire game? Because that's the way things are looking right now. We're gonna get one more hit in each, and then it's gonna be game over. 1, 2, he got the crit and it still wasn't enough! Oh, Kirkus had the resurrection totem. Okay, we'll get 2, 3 more hits in. 205, 172, still not enough. Tyr's down. Resurrection Buddha is up. Oh, thank God I had the foresight to give so many members of my party Resurrection Buddhas, because if we have any opportunity to win here, it's gonna be all because of that. Yes! Oh my God! No way! Oh wow, that was so tough. We won that by the absolute skin of our teeth. Only Tyr and Kirkus were remaining. Kirkus only had 63 HP left. Tyr only had 208. We had no healing items left, no resurrection Buddhas. Everyone else was flat on their face. Somehow, we pulled through. First try. Bye-bye, Mr. Clam. Luckily, we were handsomely rewarded for what ended up being a deceivingly difficult battle. We got 100,000 potch. Holy moly, there had better not be any more big fights in here, or we are going to die. Victor says, I'll go shut the floodgate. You wait here, Tyr. I don't know where that general is, but she'd better not have any tricks up her sleeve. Because we just expended all of our energy on that clam. Okay, we're good to go. Now all that's left is to escape. Then we can burn this fortress to ashes. What do we have in here? A thunder orb. That doesn't necessarily help me right now. What I was hoping for was some healing items. Now, luckily, our dead party members did have healing items. So we're gonna have to burn through our stock here. Everyone is fully healed up now. But we don't have much left. So now we gotta head back through. I'm like on an adrenaline high right now from defeating that clam. I can't believe we did it. I was so worried there at the end that it was all gonna fall apart. But we managed to pull through. Bye-bye, clam. The water gate is closed, and now we can burn this place to the ground. Uh-oh. Here she is. This is what I was worried about. Sonya Shulen did not surrender. Does she mean to fight? She says, wait's here. There's something I must ask you. Hey, you're that Imperial General. Yes, I am the last of the 5 great generals. Answer me this, Tyr. Why did you betray the Empire? Why did you betray General Teo, your own father? You've incited rebellion, brought on war, and sacrificed countless lives. Is this what you call justice? You've got it all wrong. Obviously, war is never the ideal solution, but when your back is against the wall and you're faced with a regime such as the current empire that's killing people and enslaving people, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. What? The heck? Why are they burning the place down? We're still in here! Why has the fire already been lit? It's too early! An all-consuming fire. Is that your answer? Is that what you want? You have General Teo's blood on your hands, and now you'll pay for it with your life. Prepare to die! No way! We're gonna fight her right now? Sonya, seriously? We couldn't have at least went up that last flight of stairs to get away from the fire? Oh, this is not what we want right now. We are battered, we are bruised, we are exhausted. This is bad. If we stay here too long, we're also going to die from the flames and the smoke. We've got to fight the 5th and final great general of the Imperial Army while this place burns down around us and we have no healing left. Oh my god, and she does major AoE damage. This sucks. Milia is down. I don't know if we're gonna win this one. I cannot believe the game is making me fight 2 boss battles back to back with no chance to save or heal or do anything but cross our fingers and hope for the best. Oh no! I don't think our best is gonna be enough, folks. Tyr and Kirk has already pulled out 1 miracle today. I don't know if we have any more in us. This is insane. Sonya is incredibly powerful. And she has apparently not been fazed at all by the fire burning around her or the fact that we defeated her in battle earlier. She's at full strength and has absolutely decimated our party. Wow. Well, we were able to take down the giant clam. Sonya was a different story. You know you're in the end game when you're just faced with wave after wave of difficult battles. But this is it. This is what we gotta do if we want to save this empire, or save this world from the empire. So you know what? We're not gonna give up. We're gonna try again. Alright, let's try this again. This time around, seeing as I knew what was coming, I was more prepared for the 2 boss fights that we had to be geared up for. I also spent a little bit more time just grinding here in the hallways, so hopefully everyone is a bit higher of a level. I also still have some magic attacks that we can use. This back-to-back battle sequence between Sonya and the giant clam is by far the most difficult challenge that we've had in the game so far. It's it's hard enough having to fight one major boss. It's even harder when you have to fight another one without the opportunity to save or heal in between. That was the most frustrating part, is that I actually had to go back and fight the giant clam again because the game obviously didn't autosave between the two fights. So that was a little frustrating, but all of that is to say is I'm back this time. I'm better prepared. I was expecting to fight Sonya, so hopefully she can't really take us by surprise, and we should be able to be much more successful against her this time. So, our battle strategy involves the Kobold attack between Gon and Kuramimi. Victor uses his rune, but then he gets off balance for the second turn, so he'll take that opportunity to heal himself. As you saw, Tyr did use another final judgment. I saved one for Sonya, but unfortunately one is all we had, so he'll just use another ability, and then Kirkus will hit her with some shredding winds. As much as I'm cursing Sonya right now for almost ambushing me after having to fight the giant clam, I can't deny this is an epic battle. The castle burning down around us. Us making a stand against Sonya. It's all pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's just all also pretty difficult. Now, Victor is down, which is obviously not the ideal scenario right now, but it's fine. We're gonna play the long game. We'll take this opportunity for everyone to heal up. Heal Kuramimi. And Kirkus will heal with Healing Wind. The thing about Sonya is she is insanely fast. So she's oftentimes hitting our party members before we actually have a chance to heal, which is not ideal. As you can see, Gon used his sacrificial Buddha there to stay on his feet. Now let's try to get some more attacks in. Attack, 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 attack. Do you think Sonya has as much HP as that giant clam did? Because if she did, then we are just out of luck. Our only hope here is that she has much less HP than the giant clam. Because that battle took so long and used up so many of my items and my spells and other abilities that we're sort of running on empty. Not as empty as we were on our first attempt, that's for sure. We've maybe got half a tank here. Yes! There we go! Whew! Okay, Sonya didn't have nearly as much HP as that damn giant clam, so that's good to know. She is down. Milia and Tyr leveled up. We got an achievement for taking her down, and now let's escape this fiery fortress. I guess I never stood a chance. After all, you did defeat General Teo. But I will not let you defile my body. What are you talking? What kind of evil people does she think that we are? I mean, I guess she doesn't know the full story. She looks at me and sees someone who's committed patricide, someone who's killed his own father. To think that she would even think that we would do something like defile her body, that's just crazy. It looks like she's walking towards the flames right now. Sonya, please. I belong to the Empire, to the Emperor, and to General Teo. Oh, did she love him? It's another reason she hates us. Stop, what are you doing? I'd never let a pretty lady like you burn to a crisp. Besides, I can see you got your reasons for what you did. Tyr, we're taking the Lady General with us. Alright, sounds good. I'm glad we can get Sonya out of here. And then speaking of getting out of here, we need to get out of here ourselves. What the hell's going on up here, guys? Why did you light the fire early? Sir Matthew, hang in there. Sir Matthew. Sir Matthew. What the hell happened here? Are you alright? Sanchez, you bastard. Why did you stab Sir Matthew? Wait a minute. The traitor. Not long ago, we heard that there was a traitor amongst us. Was it Sanchez? He stabbed Matthew and set fire to the castle? Answer me, Sanchez. I'm sorry, Sir Flick. I've been deceiving all of you from the start. Well, I gotta be honest. If I had 10 guesses as to who the traitor was, I never would have guessed Sanchez. This is actually quite shocking to me. What? I have faithfully served His Majesty the Emperor since the War of Succession 7 years ago. Then it was you. You were the spy. That's right. During the days of the War of Succession, the Emperor was a wonderful man, and I, like everyone else, swore allegiance to him. So you were behind the attack on the hideout when Odessa... Are you to blame for Odessa's death? My actions led to her death, I won't deny it. It has continued to weigh heavily on me. Being around you people, I began to question myself. What was just? What was the right thing for me to do? In the end, I chose to remain loyal to the Emperor. It's difficult to change one's way of life at my age. I'm sorry about Lady Odessa. Don't you dare speak her name! You've lost that privilege, you filth! You're right. I'll never forgive you. I swear on my sword, Odessa, that I'll take your head! I understand. I have no regrets. Just remember this. I've come to care for all of you. Sir Flick, you're still inexperienced. But the honesty that stems from that is something I've coveted, and I'm sure it's something that Lady Odessa loved about you. Sanchez, prepare to die! Wait, please. Sir Matthew. Sir Matthew, are you all right? If we kill Sanchez now and the men discover he was a spy, it will affect the morale of the entire Liberation Army. We can deal with him later. Right now, we must marshal our forces and march on Gregminster. Wow. You can call Matthew a lot of things. What you can't call him is selfish. He just got stabbed, and even still, he's thinking about the good of the cause and not thinking about his own revenge. It's pretty impressive. Don't be ridiculous, Matthew. You're gravely wounded. If you move about now, you'll die. Everything has its time and place, and right now is the time to fight. If we miss this opportunity, we'll never defeat the Empire. Commander Tyr, you must decide. In any case, we should return to the castle for now. Oh man, what a series of battles that was. Not only battles, but also betrayals. Matthew has been grievously wounded, but luckily we did take down the fortress. We are one step closer to marching on Gregminster. Before I go upstairs, we should actually spend a moment at the inn. I think it's, yeah, we're definitely tired. I think it's a good time for us to get some rest. We'll rest up here, we'll save our game, and then we'll go speak with the rest of the gang up on the 4th floor. Alright, everybody, what's our next step? Matthew, you're on your feet. My goodness, you need rest. Commander Tyr, Shahrazad has fallen. Our way to the capital is now clear. It is time to gather our forces and attack Gregminster. Commander Tyr, please give me the order to march forward. As a physician, let me make this clear. I will not allow Sir Matthew to go into battle. But I must go. I can't just abandon my duty. I swore to my sister Odessa. I mean... Are you sure you're ready? You know what? There's no time to lose. The longer we delay, the more chance the Empire has to do sabotage and implement more spies into our ranks. We need to strike while the iron is hot. They're still reeling from the loss of their fortress. It's time. Let's march on the capital. Thank you, Commander Tyr. 20,000 Imperial troops remain within the capital. They will be desperate and prepared to fight to the death. Please gather all the members of the Liberation Army. We must raise the morale of all our forces. Alright, our troops have all assembled, Sir Matthew. Commander Tyr, let's begin. Warriors of the Liberation Army, the time has come at last. This is the final hour of the tyrannical imperial regime that has oppressed us for far too long. Think of your friends, think of your families, and fight for them today. The earth quakes with the wrath of the people. Their cries echo in the heavens. Now is the time for this to end. Whoa! Good timing, Leknot. Hello. You have reached this moment at last, Tyr. The time has come to tell you everything. My sister Windy lusts for vengeance against this world. Centuries ago, our ancestors, the Gate Rune clan, possessed a power that led to their massacre. Windy and I alone escaped using this power, the power of the Gate Rune. The Gate Rune consists of 2 runes, the front and back, or the entrance and exit. My sister possesses the front Gate Rune, and I the back. Our powers are 2 sides of the same coin. Then it was Windy who tried to kill you. To increase her own power, my sister attempted to take the back gate rune from me. That is why I fled to Magician's Island. I set up wards to guard the gate rune and waited patiently, biding my time. I was waiting for someone like you to appear, Tyr. Listen, everyone. You are all wandering stars, traveling freely across the skies. Yet you have gathered to this one place. Together you will surely be victorious. Our war with the Empire is nearing its end. We have lost many of our own. For our departed comrades, and above all else for the sake of our future, we must fight on. We must bring an end to this war, under the banner of the Liberation Army, under our commander, Tyr. Victory will be ours! 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 Y'all better put up a good fight tomorrow. Ain't that right, Sidonia? Heh. We've got the bandits over there getting ready for the battle. We've got the dock workers and shipsmen down here. Come on, mend what you can mend. This is our final chance. Next up is the kobolds. I love seeing all these different groups of people that we've assembled under one banner. This is awesome. We show them power of kobolds. Everyone follow Kuramimi! Woof woof! Yes! So many fluffy cuties on our side. We can't lose now. Commander Tyr, this will be our last battle. I await your orders. Alright, so this is it. We've reached the point of no return, essentially. I'm so excited and so nervous at the same time. At this point, I suppose we will need to select our party. Hopefully, once we select our party, we'll have the opportunity to actually level everybody up. Now, of course, we didn't recruit all 108 stars. As I'm playing through this playthrough blind, I didn't use a guide or anything, so we obviously missed some, and I already know that we can't get the good ending because we unfortunately lost Pawn. So you can see here, we do have a vast majority of our companions unlocked, but there are certainly some that we missed on our journey, and all of that is to say is after I finish this playthrough, I'm definitely going to do a playthrough on my own again and try to recruit everyone. Let's see how many we missed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, hey, that's not too bad. We got 95 out of 108 stars here on our first playthrough. Again, for coming into this completely blind, I'm pretty happy about that. So I think we've assembled a force great enough to take on the Empire, and I cannot believe our journey is almost at its end. This is absolutely surreal right now. To see all the people we've met on our journey, to see how far we've come, how big our castle has grown, to see how many different types of people have joined, from dragon knights to bandits to kobolds to elves. We have really united the peoples of this land against one common enemy, that of course being the Empire. Before I get cold feet, I think it's time for us to go tell Matthew that we're ready to go. I am ready to assault the city of Gregminster and put an end to this battle once and for all. Alright, advance. Understood. Sir Uber, the Liberation Army is approaching. Liberation Army? Against the might of our 100,000 troops, their pathetic band of rebels can hardly be called an army. Master Tyr, we've spotted the enemy army. They number about 100,000 strong. 100,000? That's impossible! Yeah, I thought the number was 20,000. We're talking 5 times that? Against 20,000, I liked our odds. 100,000? I'm not quite so confident. Most of that number must be monsters conjured by my sister. I will send them back to the underworld. Oh, Gate Rune, return those summoned by the kin to whence they came. Whoa! It is a good thing we've got Leknot on our side. Sir Uber, the monsters, they're vanishing! What? They must have Lady Windy's sister with them. Not to worry, she stands no chance against Lady Windy's magic on her own. It's no use, I'm not strong enough to defeat my sister. Don't worry, I could use the Soul Eater to help. You mustn't. You must never use that rune's power. Me, quick flashback to all the times I've used the rune in random battles. Yeah, no, definitely never use this rune. Looks like Joshua of the Dragon Knights is speaking up. Inheritor of the gate rune, I will lend you my power. O Dragon Rune, grant her your inhuman power, your power that rends the heavens. It's a good thing we've got multiple of these great runes on our side. Looks like that was just what we needed to tip the scales. Sir Uber! Have no fear. Even without the monsters, we still have the advantage. All troops, advance! Alright, here we have it. The last battle. Wow, very aptly named. Alright, without their monsters, let's see how many troops they actually have in their army. Looks like they've got 20,000, as the scouts reported previously. We've got 15,565, so while we certainly have less, I feel confident in our strategy. This guy is so mad. Look at Uber. Scum! Trash! How dare you defy me! I'll slaughter you! It's not a good look, man. Grr, I don't think so. Yes, Kuramimi, stand up to him. I love it. Alright, let's start with our usual tactics. We'll see if the merchants can make any of these enemy soldiers change sides. It's your final opportunity to leave the Empire. Join the correct side. Unfortunately, no one took us up on that. Alright. Well, next up is the ninjas. Let's scout out to see what move they're gonna use. The enemy is planning a charge attack. Thank you very much. That means we need to use magic, and we'll send out our trio of magical ladies to stand firm against the Imperial Army's charge. We were wholly successful. The Imperial Army suffered 4,000 casualties to our 0. And then let's go again. Send the ninjas out for reconnaissance. Really got the hang of this whole army battle thing now. The enemy is planning a magic attack, which means we need to use bows. Keepers of the Forest, assemble! Remember our very first army battle where I had no idea what I was doing and I won literally by the skin of my teeth? We've come so far. And the Imperial Army continues to suffer casualties. They now number less than us. We officially have the advantage. Time to send out the thieves. The enemy will use Uber's charge. Got it. That means we need to use more magic. We'll send out Children of the Runes. It should actually just be Child of the Rune. Here's another true rune that we have on our side, the True Wind Rune, which we can use as a counterattack to the charge, making the Imperial Army suffer 3,800 losses. We'll send out the thieves again. We're doing really good with reconnaissance so far this battle. Oh, I spoke way too soon. There you have it. No more reconnaissance for us. Alright, let's, I mean, the army hasn't used an arrow attack yet, so I'm worried this might be the opportunity that they do so. So I'm not going to use the Dragon Knights. I think instead we'll use the Strategists, which will increase the attack power of our charge attack, and then we'll send the LaPont family straight ahead. Charge against charge. Looks like both sides are suffering losses here, but the Empire suffered heavier losses than we did. Meaning numbers are still on our side. Alright, let's go for another charge. Humphrey's team, you're up. There was that bow attack that I was basically waiting for. If we don't take them all out here, never mind. I don't even need to give an alternative. Congratulations, our forces were victorious. Bah, looks like this is the end of the line. Look at that, we barely suffered any casualties. We've still got 12,000 soldiers as we march right into the capital. Uber has been defeated. He said, ugh, this is it. The end of this empire. Ah, well, I have no regrets. Oh, look who's here! The Dwarven Chief! Ha! Commander Tyr! Looks like we're just in time. I was talking earlier about how the rebel army has managed to unify all the different peoples and races of the land, and this is just further evidence of that. Now even the dwarves have joined us. I am Hanzo, head of the Rokaku Ninja. We've been hiding out in the fields, waiting for this moment to arrive. Chief Hanzo, you're alive! As you can see, but I had to keep it a secret. Forgive me. No, don't apologize. You've come a long way, Commander Tyr. We of the Warriors Village are here to stand with you. It's been a magnificent battle, the likes of which we have not seen for a long time. If only our father, Clift the Crusader, was here. Hey Tyr, we don't have time to listen to this old geezer prattle on for hours. We gotta storm Gregminster. Wow, literally every single friend we've made along the way is here with us, and we have come full circle. Like Victor says, look at us, Tyr, back in Gregminster, where the story all began. It feels like a lifetime ago that we were in Gregminster, and now we're here, well, as an invading army. We're here under very different circumstances from when we escaped. Now then, all that's left is to bring down Barbarossa. Time to take the palace, Tyr. Commander, take me with you. I want to avenge Odessa with my own hands, please. Alright, so Victor and Flick are both required party members here, which unfortunately for us is going to switch things up a little bit. What that means is we're only going to be able to have one fluffy cutie in our party, so Gon is up. Then we will add, who else will we add? I guess we'll add Kirkus. And I want to add our Dragon Knight lady, if we can find her in the list. There she is, Emilia. Please be careful, Commander Tyr. We may have defeated the Imperial Army, but the Emperor himself is a formidable foe. Ugh. Sir Matthew, you mustn't strain yourself. Being outside will only worsen your injuries. Please, Tyr, finish what Odessa started. Wow. We're back. And this city looks much different from when we left. It is ready for war. And let's see, all the doors are locked, it appears. No, not all of them. The item store is still open. Ah, welcome. You're willing to sell to the rebel army? Okay, interesting. We'll take that. Let's make sure everyone has a sacrificial Buddha. Victor needs one. Flick needs one. Flick has a bunch of stuff in his inventory that I gotta get rid of. The silver color we don't need. The thunder orb we don't need. Okay, so now we can get a sacrificial Buddha for Flick. Does everyone else have one? Gon needs one. Kirkus, Milia, okay. We need to buy some medicine for Kirkus to hold on to. Perfect. Thinking of shopping here? Don't do it, you'll get swindled. Now's not the time, honestly. Now, if they want to try to swindle me, now would be the time to do so, because I'm willing to pay whatever. There's really no haggling when this is the final battle. Now, this guy sells something called a silver hat, which is an upgrade for everyone. Not only is it plus 27 defense, but it also recovers HP every single turn, which is freaking awesome. You know what that means. We've got to buy one for basically everybody. You get a silver hat, and 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 you get a silver hat. Silver hats for everyone. All right. Get a silver hat for you. Silver hat for you. Silver hat for you. And a silver hat for you. Silver hats for everyone. I'm so glad that these guys apparently didn't choose a side in the war. They may live in the Imperial capital, but that doesn't mean that they're going to hold back from making a good buck. We just basically bought their entire stock of silver hats, so you're very welcome, sir. Now, if we were able to go in that store, I'm wondering... Okay, yeah, so some of the stores we are able to go into. The inn we were not able to. The item shop, the rune store we were able to. Can I go into my old house? No, it's locked. Okay, this house isn't locked. It's interesting to see that some of them are locked and some of them aren't. There's no one even in that house right there. Anyone over this way? This door is open. No one inside, though. Maybe all the citizens have already evacuated, or they're all holed up inside the castle? Yeah, it is. Besides the item shop, it is very, very empty here. Let's make sure our formation is proper. Yeah, this needed some editing, so I'm glad I took the opportunity to come in here. Gon, Victor, and Flick up front, with Milia, Kirkus, and Tyr in the back. Alright, let's head across the gate and to the castle. It's been a long time, Master Tyr. You. I remember now. You let us go at Quaba Fortress, despite our piss-poor acting. Indeed. Your name was Schlottenheim Reinbach III, if I recall correctly. It's a good memory. So, what do you want? We need you to step aside. I'm afraid I can't. I'm an Imperial General, after all. Don't you get it? The Imperial Army is finished. Stand aside. I'd hate to kill someone I owe a debt to. If the Imperial Army has fallen, so be it. I will not betray Emperor Barbarossa. It's pretty interesting to see how much loyalty Barbarossa has inspired in his men. Like, my own father wasn't even willing to betray him. It's like, even though they know the Empire is bad, they just have so much individual loyalty to Barbarossa, which makes me think he must have been a good emperor before Windy came into the picture, which is quite sad. Ain Gide, swore an oath of loyalty. If I were to betray him, who would he have left? Now, Master Tyr, if you wish to go any further, you must do so over my dead body. Well, here we go. The first of what I can only assume is going to be many battles right here on the bridge outside of the castle. We have to fight Ain Gide. Alright, let's do this thing. Everyone has their silver hats on, so we get a little bit of HP regeneration each turn. Now let's use our runes. 1500 damage. See, this is why I had to lie and say, yeah, I'll never use that rune of mine, and then use it, because this thing is too good to give up. Alright, he hits pretty hard. Holy moly. Luckily, so do we. Alright. Keep attacking. We gotta heal. Flick. Just get some regular attacks on this turn. Similar to when we fought Sonya, this is just an epic scene for a battle on the drawbridge right outside of the fortress. The scene has just been set. It's very cool. Alright, he did some good damage there with that AoE attack of his, so we're gonna take the opportunity for every single person to heal. Heal, heal, heal. You can attack, and you can attack. Unfortunately, it looks like our silver hats don't restore much HP per turn. Only 5 HP per turn, which is essentially a negligible amount. Now, his attack did take down 3 of us in one go. Thank goodness for those sacrificial Buddhas. Those things have been absolute game changers so far. And now, the battle is, not moving? Uh-oh. Is my game frozen? I'm able to change the speed of the game down in the corner. You can probably see the arrows. So my game is not unresponsive. I believe we've just maybe hit some sort of glitch. Well, this is unfortunate. We might have to restart. Boo! What a way to kill the mood, am I right? Alright, let's try this again. That was very strange. Throughout my almost 20 hours of gameplay here in the Suikoden HD Remastered collection, I haven't come across any real technical issues or any bugs or anything like that, so strange that we found our first bug at the very end of our playthrough, but there you have it. For some reason, the battle just completely froze here when we were trying to fight Ain Gide, but anywho, we're back. No harm, no foul, and this time around, we're gonna win this fight. We're gonna use our most powerful abilities to start off the battle, and hopefully kind of set the tone for how the rest of the battle is gonna proceed. The question is, how much HP does this guy have? Because there we just did a solid 1500 damage. Kirkus will use his rune next, dealing almost 500 damage, so we got 2k in. 2300, 2700, 3000 damage. That's pretty good. Over 3000 damage in a single turn. I'll take that. I think that absolutely could have gone worse. So now let's use Final Judgment again. I'm thinking before I was sort of like almost rationing my abilities when we had to fight the Clam and then Sonya back to back. But this time around, I'm really hopeful that once we're finished Ain Gide, I can backtrack and go heal and save. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe I'm pigeonholing myself here by using all of my most powerful abilities at the very beginning of our castle infiltration, but I'm banking on the fact that after we beat this guy, I might be able to retreat to heal and save, and then we'll have obviously all of our strong abilities sort of reset and ready to go in the future. So that's what I'm going to hope is the case. So we'll use Raging Blow for Flick. We used both of our Final Judgments, but we can use Black Shadow, and then we can use Storm. Hit him with everything you got, guys. So far, so good. And as long as our game doesn't crash again, I feel confident we can take this guy down. We've all got our brand new spanking silver hats on. Using our strongest abilities. But alas, so is he. Oof. That actually did a lot of damage right there. I really hate when certain characters attack, the angle sort of gets cut off by the chain, but clearly a minor inconvenience because down goes Ain Gide. Second time is the charm. Not that he beat us the first time. The first time we were beaten by technology, but there you have it. We were the victors. Woo! Nice one, guys. My Emperor, I'll go on ahead. Fool, you had it all wrong. Yeah, he died for the wrong cause, but just as some things are worthless even if they're right, maybe some things can be worthwhile even if they're wrong. Alright, and now it's leading into the castle grounds. Let's see if my prior inclination was correct. Someone has removed Ain Gide's corpse, but I'm wondering, can I backtrack right out of here and go back to my castle to rest and recuperate? I can! Yes! Oh, thank goodness. Alright, quick blinking mirror back to Torin Castle. We're gonna make sure we're all healed up, and then we will infiltrate the castle. Alright, we're back to the castle. We're all rested and ready to go, and the real question is, how much more resistance are we gonna face in this castle? Presumably we're gonna have to fight the Emperor, presumably we're gonna have to fight Windy, and who knows what other forces are in store for us here. It has been a long time since we last set foot in this castle, and we're clearly not going to get through unscathed. Right away, we get ambushed by a bunch of phantoms. I guess this is Windy at work here. We'll use some of our AoE type abilities. Black Shadow. Let's take these guys down. I guess we were able to get rid of some of the monsters that were summoned, but obviously not all of them. Here in the castle, Windy has summoned every evil spirit she can access to try to protect her beloved Emperor. What I really want to know is, why did the Emperor get tangled up with Windy in the first place? We heard rumors that Windy looks a lot like the late Queen, the late Empress, And so I'm not sure if he was just fooled by love or what have you, but it is clear that Wendy has just driven this empire into a state of disrepair. We do have soldiers on guard ready to stop us. Honestly, I'd be more surprised if there were no soldiers here. It makes total sense that the Emperor's not going to just let us walk right in here. We should be able to use Finger of Death, though, on one of these Imperial Guards, I hope. Let's see. Yeah, nice. That gets rid of one enemy. A few lightning zaps on the other ones. And then some good old-fashioned sword swinging. 1 down, 2 to go. Or 2 down, 2 to go. There we go. Alright, we're leveling up as we make our way through, which is always awesome. The castle is pretty empty. I guess all the townsfolk were evacuated to somewhere outside of the castle. It doesn't look like they're in here. The only thing I see in here are guards and phantoms. I don't see any evacuees, any women or children, anything like that. In fact, it's quite quiet here. Here's the throne room. Wow, this brings back memories. The very first scene of the game was Tyr and Teo walking into the throne room. So to think again that we've come full circle and we're back, but the throne is now empty and we're here for a much different reason. Like I said, we have come full circle. I don't know where the Emperor is, but I guess he's probably going to be at the very top, meaning we're going to have to fight our way through as many of these Imperials as we can. It's a great opportunity for another Finger of Death on the guy in the back there. We'll do a storm on the rest of them. Bye-bye! Bye-bye! Nice. We're getting a lot of money here from fighting all these guys, too. Maybe it'll be worth it before we get to the very top to actually sort of backtrack a little bit and spend some of this money that we've accumulated, because we can probably kit everyone out with even more than silver hats if we have the opportunity. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll keep pushing upwards until it appears that we're getting close to whatever boss awaits us, and then maybe we'll backtrack and do a little bit of shopping with all this potch we've accumulated throughout these random battles in the castle. Nice, good job, Victor. Little 1v1 there. Wasn't enough for a level up, but it was enough to get those guys out of our way, so we can keep moving. Although there's even more. I guess when the Emperor saw that we were heading for his castle, his orders were just for everyone to pull back, retreat, and try to hold this castle, which makes sense. That's probably what I would do in this situation as well. Clearly, all of these soldiers are still willing to fight and die for their emperor. So whether that's through a sense of loyalty to him or to the empire itself, or, you know, there's many reasons why people fight. I wish we didn't have to fight these people, but at this point, I think we've passed the time for talking, so we're just gonna have to keep fighting and push our way through until we can find the emperor, and most importantly, find Wendy. No matter what happens here, this is going to be it. Either the rebel army goes down or the empire goes down, and it's gotta be one or the other. I don't think we can both coexist in this world. Alright. Wonder how many guards we're gonna have to fight till we get to the very top. Again, if nothing else, it's a great opportunity to sort of farm experience points and potch. We're getting a ton of both here, just from fighting all of these guards. Look at that. Nice job, team. So it turns out there were a lot of soldiers here in this castle. I don't know how many groups of soldiers I fought, but I made my way here to this save point, which you would have to imagine means we're getting pretty close to that final boss. I took my own suggestion and actually backtracked a little. With all of the potch that we acquired from fighting these various knights. We had enough money to fully kit out every single party member, so we have the best equipment that I could buy, or find anyway. And as you can see, our whole crew is level 59 right across the board. All of this is to say that it took till the very end of the game, but I'm no longer poor. Hooray! Of course, when we probably don't need money for much longer, I'm now, my pockets are overflowing with it, but regardless, we used it all to upgrade everything that we could. I think I've made it most of the way through the castle, and now let's go confront Barbarossa. Whoa, here we are back up on the rooftop terrace that Futch went to before. This is where the final battle's gonna take place? At dusk? Oh my goodness, look at this lighting. The plants actually look to be in a lot better condition than when we were last here. Oh no. The further we get in, the more rot and decay is present. Speaking of present, there he is. Wow. Barbarossa, I'll give it to you, man. You look pretty cool right now. With that setting sun gleaming off your armor looks to be made of pure gold. Here he is, the Emperor and his giant mustache. It is Barbarossa. Well, well, Tyr, commander of the Liberation Army, you've come so far. Come, look at my garden. The flowers are in full bloom. Beautiful, is it not? And yet, it is all that remains of my empire. Tyr, with my own hands, I will protect this garden. I will defend the last piece of my empire to the bitter end. Dragon King sword, give me your strength. Whoa! Whoa! I'm speechless. Okay. Turns out the Emperor had something called the Dragon King sword, which is cool enough in name alone, but turned him into a three-headed golden hydra. Okay, I suppose we'll focus on one head at a time. I'm just literally speechless right now. Luckily, Flick knows Lightning Ball now, so that should do a good amount of damage. We're gonna use our strongest attacks, Final Judgment, and Storm. This is crazy. Is this the power that was given to him by Windy? Who, speaking of, is noticeably absent. I suppose maybe we'll fight her after the Emperor, one thing at a time. This is nuts. I'm not sure what sort of shadow realm we're fighting the Emperor in right now either, but we've got lots of neon lights. This is epic. I mean, would you expect anything less from a final battle in a JRPG? We may not be fighting God here, which is oft the case in JRPGs, but we are certainly fighting something pretty big and pretty nasty. Alright, we did a ton of damage to that first head, but unfortunately for us, it's still kicking. Alright, let's keep attacking. Victor's off balance, so he's gonna heal. Flick is gonna use another lightning ball. Lilia's gonna attack. Tyr's gonna use another final judgment. Kirkus is gonna use a shredding wind. I mean, hey, you're looking for an epic final boss. I think this has got to fit the criteria, right? Three-headed golden hydra. Barbarossa wants to go out in style, I guess. I presume the correct strategy here is to just focus on one head at a time. At least that's what the strategy that I'm employing. That's what I'm gonna do. We'll see if it was the, quote, correct strategy or not in the end. But for right now, we're just gonna focus on one head at a time. In the hopes that eventually, one of those heads will go down. Now, what was that? Did he just heal, maybe? I'm honestly not sure what he just did. It seems like perhaps heal, which is not ideal. You know what's also not ideal is the fact that we've done at least 5,000 damage to this one head, and it is not down, meaning this entire Hydra must have tens of thousands of HP, so we might be here for a while. Luckily, as I was saying before, I did take the opportunity to spend my potch on all the best equipment that money could buy, and hopefully that'll make a difference against Mr. Hydra here. I obviously don't know what level he is, but hopefully in and around the level 60 level, because that's where we are all at. Okay, one head is down. I don't know, wait. One head was down. Did that head get resurrected? No way. Are you serious? Okay, if that's the case... Does the left head heal, maybe? Huh. Okay, if that's the case, maybe we should be focusing on the left head. I'm really angry at myself that I'm only realizing this now. Obviously, I wasted a lot of time and attacks on the right head, but that kind of makes sense. It seems like the left head is the healing head, which means we clearly need to get him down first, because the right head was dead, and then it was resurrected by the left head. Dang, okay, I'm a little frustrated with myself, but obviously how could I have known? We're just doing the best we can here, so now we're gonna focus on the left head. I'm out of Final Judgment, but we do still have some of our abilities. So we'll just shift gears and focus everything we have on the left head. Looks like the right head does fire damage, the left head does healing. I didn't really notice what the middle head does. I need to pay closer attention here. Now, oh, the left head seems to be impervious to wind, perhaps? Because Kirkus did 0 damage there. Looks like one of them has earth damage. Oh my god, okay. This is a lot to keep track of here, to be completely honest with you. This thing is not only giant, is not only powerful, but it also has some interesting strategy to it. This is a heck of a final boss. Yeah, it looked like that left dragon head wind was actually ineffective against it, which is rather unfortunate. You know what's also unfortunate is how much AoE damage that guy is doing. We gotta take a round to heal here. Milia, heal, Tyr, attack, Kirkus, heal, Victor. We are getting some good critical hits in here, though, which is always good. Hopefully, if I can take that left head down, then no more healing can occur. I'm also just making an assumption that that's what the left head is doing. It seems like it is, because the right head went down, and then he did this weird blue bubble thing, which I can only assume is healing. So if that's the case, again, if we can knock this guy down, then we'll get rid of healing for the rest of the heads. Luckily, it seems that the money I spent on the armor was money well spent, because the AoE damage isn't, you know, putting us in critical territory by any means. We can suffer through a few of those hits, enough that we can stay on top of our healing and get some good damage in. What I'm, again, just really frustrated with is the fact that I think I might have wasted my most powerful moves on the right head at the very beginning, but hey, you live and you learn, right? And in this instance, it's sort of a trial by fire style of learning, as this is our very first playthrough, but we're gonna persevere, we're not gonna give up. We're gonna take down these damn heads! Ugh! Okay, the left head is down. So hopefully that makes the rest of our fight easier. Because not only is one head down, but I'm pretty sure that was the healing head, which is the one that was causing us so much grief. So now let's just move one over. Let's start attacking the middle head. Luckily, even though I had used the majority of my strong attacks, it didn't seem to take that long to just wear down the left head. So as long as we can stay patient, we've got a lot of healing items left, and just keep hammering away at these Hydra heads, I think we can do this. Alright, second head is down, which means we've just got one left. This is taking quite a while, and as you can see, we just had our first death of the battle. We're getting low on healing items, but luckily I did give everyone one of those resurrection Buddhas, so we each get one death, one free death, if you will. With two heads down, we're 2/3 of the way through the fight. Again, frustrating. I hate to lament or harp on this point, but the frustrating part is I already defeated this damn head. But anywho, we're still on our feet, and as long as we're still on our feet, we're still fighting. So, let's just do as much damage as we possibly can here. Some of our party members are no doubt going to die, but that doesn't mean we're out of this battle just yet. Come on, Mr. Barbarossa, Hydra thing. You're going down. Yes, he's down! Oh my goodness. Okay, so even though the third head got resurrected, it did not get resurrected at full HP. Because that thing only took a couple of hits, and it fell. Yes! Ah! The remaining generals. Look, 3 of them are here, obviously. 2 of them are not. Makes me wonder, what happened to Sonya after? Anyway, Qasim Hazil is here and says, Your Majesty! Ah, Qasim. You've changed, Your Majesty. Why? We believed in you. Qasim, I miss the days we fought together side by side. You were misled by that woman, that Windy. Speak of the devil and she shall appear, huh? Barbarossa, oh my, you've already lost. So much for the Golden Emperor. How dare you insult the Emperor? No, don't be silly. What the heck did you just do? Your Majesty. Now it's your turn, Tyr. The Empire has fallen, but your soul leader is still mine. Give it to me now. What is happening? What the heck? Oh no. I don't know what's happening, but it doesn't look good. Did she just activate my rune? Why do you spurn me, Soul Eater? You control life and death, devour souls. Don't you see we are meant for each other? Together we can take our revenge on this wretched world. And yet you reject me. You, the most cursed of runes. Even you refuse to accept me. Stop. That's enough, Windy. What are you doing? I'll destroy you with my magic. It's no use, Windy. The Sovereign Rune on my Dragon King's sword wards off any form of magic. Even that of the Gate Rune. But you said the Black Rune. I lied. What are you doing, Barbarossa? I loved you. Liar. You only loved the part of me that reminded you of her. That's not true. I wanted to erase the sorrow that lies deep within your eyes. Wow, first of all, can we talk for a minute about the music that has just kicked in? This is absolutely beautiful. And also, there you have it. We finally got an explanation for what happened to Barbarossa. He was blinded by love. He loved Wendy so much he thought he could change her. And he kind of allowed her to do what she wanted. Does that excuse his actions? Absolutely not, but at least we have a reason. The sorrow of one shunned by others. I loved you, but that was a mistake. My one and only mistake, and it cannot be forgiven. This is the most absolutely beautiful scene here with the setting sun. Tyr versus the Emperor. His generals in front of him. Wendy is here. Please, please don't do this to me, Barbarossa. I have only myself to blame for the loss of my empire. Tyr, what brave new world will you build in its stead? Please, Emperor. Your Majesty. Farewell. No way. He threw them both off the top of the tower. It's the end of the Emperor. Yes, and the end of the Empire. This palace ain't gonna hold much longer. We'd better escape. Are you guys coming? Run, this place won't last much longer. Emperor Barbarossa. Your Majesty. No time for talking. Hopefully they'll catch up. Come on, we've gotta go. Oh no. The music is getting dramatic. The lighting is getting red. We defeated the Emperor. He in turn took Wendy with him. But now are we gonna get out of here alive? We might if we weren't getting interrupted by these people. Apparently we can pay demons money to get away from them, so that's a good sign. I can't risk any battles right now. It's those Liberation Army dogs. Don't let them out of here alive. Tyr, I'll hold him off. You go on ahead. No, don't be ridiculous, Victor. This country still needs you, Tyr. As for me, whatever rises from the ashes of the Empire, I won't be much used to it once the fighting's done. Look, it'll be fine. Don't worry. I'll be right behind you. Flick, take care of Tyr. Oh no, the last time we left someone behind. We know what happened. Let's go, Commander. He's doing it for all of us. I know you're right, but I still don't like it. Now then, boys, step on up if you're ready to die. You'll have to rip the heart from my chest before I stop fighting. I hate to lose another friend, but we just don't have a choice right now. We had to leave Victor behind. And now we're one party member down. We're gonna have to bribe these people again to get out of here. I do not trust our strength. We're gonna be outnumbered. We're already beat out. Oh no! Flick! Careful, you fool! Tyr, Odessa chose you. She chose you to rebuild this country. No way I'm letting you get killed here. I'd never hear the end of it when I see her in the afterlife. Go, Tyr. Finish what we waited for so long. What Odessa fought and died for. Hurry. Go. I can't leave you here. Don't worry. Victor and I will be right behind you. No, don't you die here, Flick. It's a little early for me to see Odessa again. Our reunion can wait until I prove my worth. Victor, he's still alive! Where's Tyr? He went on ahead. Now we can fight to our heart's content. Yeah, too bad it's you I'm fighting alongside. Tyr fled this way. We must avenge the Emperor. Let's go, Celestial Sword. Jeez, work me to death, why don't you? I swear on my sword, Odessa, you shall not pass! Okay, it looks like we managed to get out of the castle. Hopefully Victor and Flick aren't far behind. I don't want to lose any more friends. Look, we won! I can't believe it, we won! Yes, the Empire has finally met its end. We did it. We really did it, Sylvina. Kirkus! It's finally over, Master Tyr. Look, Tengar, we won! We defeated the Empire! Ow, ow! Quit pulling me so hard! Oh, sorry. Guess that means Black has been avenged. It's over. Hey, old man. Glad you got to be a part of all this before kicking the bucket? Quit calling me old man. Master Lucan, those voices. Have we won? Yes, that's right. I see. Master Lucan, I've long despised war. I always felt it wrong to take the life of another, no matter the reason. Yet, as a military strategist, I've been responsible for the loss of countless lives. I wonder if I made the right choice. Perhaps I should have stayed in that village, whiling away the years fishing. Well, Sir Matthew, the answer to that question. Have you fallen asleep, Sir Matthew? No, Matthew! Rest in peace, my friend. You accomplished so very much. God, could this victory feel any more bittersweet? How many people have we had to lose along the way? War. War never changes, am I right? No matter what victory you achieve, it always comes at a cost, and that cost is bloodshed. Tyr turned down the position of first president of the Tauran Republic, and Lepant was chosen as the first president of the Tauran Republic in Tyr's place. Matthew passed away. Luke disappeared. Humphrey left the Tauran Republic with Futch. Kasim turned down the position of commander-in-chief. Quanda took up the position of commander-in-chief. I wish this was going a little slower. Gremio died protecting Tyr. Warren became the first chairman of the Tauran Republic's Congress. Kanto gained influence as head of the Merchants Guild. Cleo was wary of battle, but she still protects Teo's home to this day. Victor disappeared in the midst of the final battle. Valeria became a commanding officer in the Republic Army. Griffith refused to join the Republic Army, instead starting his own business. Flick disappeared in the midst of the final battle. Camille was appointed as the bow staff instructor in the Republican Army. Kreutz was invited to join the army but declined. Stallion took off on a journey. Kage left for some faraway place. Sulu briefly returned to the Kobold village before departing on her journey. Kirkus devoted himself to rebuilding the village of the elves. Milich spends the rest of his days watching over the graves where Barbarossa and Claudia lie resting. Pon was killed in a duel against Teo McDole. Taiho returned to the village of Kaku to continue his carefree existence. Taiho's the real victor here. Yamku now spends his days fishing leisurely on the shores of Lake Tauran. Hicks, having been recognized as a true warrior, set off on her journey. Tengar joined Hicks on his journey. Varkas was appointed as commander of the Tauran Republic Border Guard. Sidonia was invited to join the army but disappeared. Eileen is still by Lepant's side. George headed north, saying he'd found a good money-making opportunity. Ivanov set off on a journey. Jean continued working as a rune sage. Aiki set off on a journey of training in search of powerful opponents. Glenn Shield became the co-commander of the Capital Guard, and Allen became the other co-commander of the Capital Guard. Tesla was appointed as the secretary of the Tauran Republic, and Jabba was put in charge of managing the Republic's finances. Lorelei departed for a new land in search of her next adventure. Blackman returned to his fields. Joshua returned to the Dragon Knights in order to train future generations, and Morgan returned to the Klon Temple to resume his training. Mose dedicated himself to rebuilding Gregminster, the new capital. Melody set off on a journey to collect sounds from around the world. Chapman quit the armor business and opened a playhouse. Lucan opened a clinic. And Fukin returned to Klon Temple. Futch, having lost his position as a Dragon Knight, set off on a journey with Humphrey. Kasumi returned to the hidden village of Rokaku. Moss devoted himself to future training. Fuma was invited to live in the village of Rokaku. Moose succeeded the title of Master Blacksmith. Mies headed to the village of the dwarves to continue his training. Sergei made a fortune selling his inventions. Kimberly forced her way into Taiho's house and ended up living there. Sheena's still gallivanting around as usual. Kessler was appointed as commander of the Tauren Republic's Patrol Corps. Marco continued to live life in his own indomitable way. Gen returned to the village of Tien, where he continues to work as a shipwright. Hugo became the Tauren Republic's first judge. Hellion took over the position of astrologer. Mina became the most popular dancer in the Republic. Milia returned to the domain of the Dragon Knights. Kamandal continues to devote himself to his alchemical studies. Jupo departed on a journey. Cassios also set off on a journey to spread songs across the land. Vicky was unfortunately sent flying off somewhere far away. Rubio returned to the rebuilt village of the elves. Vincent returned home and received his inheritance. Meg left home once again, saying that adventure was calling. Taggart serves as Warren's assistant. Giovanni started his own business. Quincy returned to the forest. Apple set off on a journey to write a biography of Matthew. Kai was appointed as the martial arts instructor in the Republican Army. O'Neill still loves some good gossip. Yes, O'Neill, spill that tea. Kuramimi returned to the Kobold village and became its chief. Gon is currently working hard to become the second greatest Kobold warrior. Antonio's working as a cook at Marie's Inn, and Lester opened a new restaurant. Kirk gave up his trusty scythe and became a farmer. Rock was asked to design a vault for the dwarves. Leiden went straight and opened a successful inn. Sylvina became Kirkus's bride, and Ronnie is apparently now training to become a good housewife. Gaspar still lives in the town of Kaku and still enjoys playing dice. Marie reopened her inn in Gregminster, the new capital of the Republic. Zen fills the grounds of Tauren Castle with flowers. Sarah's now working as a maid at Marie's Inn. Sansuke devoted himself to designing new baths, and Kalan became the gatekeeper of Tauren Castle. Templeton set out to sea. Kryn vanished, along with Gregminster Palace's treasure. Chandler realized his long-cherished ambition of owning a store of his own. And that's everyone. Wow. I kind of wish that the summaries had went by a little less speedily. I was struggling to keep up there, but I also love that we got to see what happens to everyone after the credits roll. And speaking of the credits, here they are. Wow, what an incredible, incredible game. I've said before that I've heard nothing but amazing things about Suikoden, and that I know it's a lot of people's favorite game, some people's introductions to JRPGs, and it was a game that I had never had the opportunity to experience. I'm so glad through the re-release of Suikoden 1 and 2 and the HD Remastered collection that I can say that I've now experienced this classic, and a classic it is. I can't believe this game came out in the mid-90s. This game feels as polished and as well done as games that come out here in 2025. This is a game that clearly stands the test of time, and I just absolutely loved it. From the large-scale army battles, to the one-on-one duels, to recruiting new friends and building your castle, to the amazing story of taking back the Empire. There's just so many parts of this game that I loved. Most recently, I loved that every single character, you got to see what they did after the credits rolled. Obviously, we missed recruiting some characters, so there were some empty boxes there, but for the most part, we were able to learn what happened to everyone, and it appears that the Empire is no more. We now have a republic, a Tauren Republic, which is so, so cool. And there you have it, folks. That was Suikoden HD Remaster, The Gate Rune War. Thank you all so much for coming along on this journey with me. I truly hope you enjoyed it, and I can't thank you enough for going through this game with me for the very first time. As I just blabbered on about, I loved it, and the best part about it was experiencing it with you guys. So for all of you who took the time to watch these episodes, who took the time to subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the videos, leave comments, I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate it. So thank you very much, and hopefully I will see you guys back here again soon.